Hello everybody out there, how is it going? Welcome to your Sunday night stream right here on Flawless Rage 2. And tonight we are carrying on with our caravan park. We are going to see what we can do tonight. Get some more of it done, maybe build another one, or maybe I might honestly just build a bunch of them and then just decorate the shit out of them later. Because doing it one by one, I feel may take more time. So we'll get into that. I hope everybody's had a good weekend out there. I certainly have. To any mothers here in the UK, happy Mothering Sunday to you all. Shout outs go out to, of course, my wife, who's a fantastic mother. Massive shout out to her. She's my absolute fucking angel. And also shout outs go out to my three sisters. They know who they are. They probably never will see this because they don't really watch YouTube, but hey ho, they're getting a fucking shout out anyway, whether they like it or not. So there is that. So yes, happy Mothering Sunday to every single mother here in the UK. Okie dokes. Right, what have we got? So we have one built there. We've got another one built here. Needs a little bit of paint work there. We'll get to that in just a few short minutes. I do need to put in a little bit of a gardeny area for this. If such things will allow it to happen. Let's hope fucking so, eh? Right. Okay, so I think I need to lay some brick down here yet. We need to fill in these little gaps so it'll go in nicely. That's what she said. Right. Okay. Okay. A lot more awake than I was the other night, which is good. Okay. We'll get on with this. So yeah, I'm just thinking about building sort of like just a bunch of them. I do need to put on here somewhere like an office, like a maintenance deal, office kind of thing. So, anything goes wrong with your place, I mean, you bought it, but it's on their site, so it's their job to fucking fix the thing. So, Right. We've got that, and we can tack on to that little bit there, can't we? Okay, should we clean up a little bit? I think we should. It might come through if we don't. So let's just clean up a bit of this sand and all of this other shite that's laying around. Okay, we do need a few more bricks there, I would imagine. We'll lay them. I think it might pay to do it, Okay, right, so let me copy that fence. They don't have to all be the same colour, we can do them different colours, that's absolutely fine. I don't mind doing it like that. So if I come out to about, right, if I could bring that out to about there. Oh, that's quite far actually. Let's get rid of that and do it again. Right. Do you know what, I will change to white as we're here, fuck it. Make it all as one. Right. Yeah, we'll do that again, I think, and we will make it white. I don't want to go too far with the fencing. Although that does come out a little wider, doesn't it? How much wider? Do you know what? There is a way around that. Simply by going like this. And we can leave a little gap so you can get in there. And that could be that. In the chat, the awesome Kathy is in. Hello, Kathy. Welcome to the stream. She says, hope you've had a lovely day with the fam. And your wife was spoilt rotten with lots of love. Oh, absolutely, she was. Bless her. Yes, she was. Yeah, it has been quite a good day today. It really has. You know, we've enjoyed ourselves today. That mother... Right. Get over there, you son of a... Right. There we go. Right. I'll bring that out a little more to about there. And then... Did I put a gate on that one? I can't remember. I did. Oh, bollocks. I've got to find the fucking gates now, ain't I? Right, okay. Not a problem. He lied. Right, let me have a look here. Right, so... The fence... There's the fucking gate. Right, okay. Right, I'm going to use that one. Make the bastard white. Right. And then if we tack that... I mean, that ain't going to be very big, is it? That's what she said. But if we tack that onto there, we can then put in a gate next to it. That'll work. And then get back to the fence. Onto there and keep running along with it. And I'm going to bring it out to about there maybe. And then we'll just take it from there. And then we'll put some of that carpet down as grass. There we go. Oh, fuck me, we've got more of that seed shit. I ain't fucking with that tonight. I cannot be arsed, if I'm honest with you. Right. Why was this one? I may have just designed it bigger. Right. Right, green. That's not right. No. No, definitely not. That'll do. I think that might be the one, actually. It probably isn't. Okay. Let's drop 3 of them out there. Open the gate. Go in. Lovely. Not really any talking points tonight, unless you want to talk about fucking motorists. Oh my god. Okay, we've got some filling in work to do there. That is absolutely fine, we can do that. Right. So yes, WWP hopefully will be along this week. I'm busy creating and doing everything I possibly can. Some of the parts that I need to use, I've actually got to unlock. And yet last year they were just straight away there in the game, so I've got to unlock them. But yeah, so far it's going so well on 2K. I really am enjoying it. My son is really, really pissed off that I have it and he doesn't. Yeah. You had a busy day? Oh, nice one. I think tonight we might just shoot the shit, honestly, and just fucking go go with it, go with the flow tonight. Whatever comes to mind, we'll rant about. Right, and we'll run that down there. Come on, don't be a dick. Right, there we go, and of course, I do want to take it up to there, so there we go. Now we'll fill the rest of it in with some green and give it some grassy area. It's looking quite good so far. I'm actually quite impressed with how this is going, although it's going to take a long time to do. I'm going to try my hardest, because every time I put the PlayStation on now, I'm like, right, okay, I'm going to go on Flipper, I'm going to do something, and then sort of like, oh, maybe I'll just pop on WWE for half an hour, or maybe sort of like, maybe I should go and just do my spin on GTA, and I don't get into it, and then I go on WWE thinking sort of like, right, okay, I create a couple of people for the show, and then I'll come off, and then I'll go on Flipper. I never fucking do. I get too involved with it. Don't want to come off. So, Okay, so that's that done. We do need to paint both sides of it, so I think we're going to do that next. And we've also got this little bit here, which is a bit of garden for this one as well, because this one's all fenced off. They've got their fucking bit. That's what they paid for. Right. Okay. So let's go into here, get some paint. And, yeah, shouldn't take too long. Let's paint this bitch up. Get it done. Out of the way. Finished. Whatever. Here's a topic we can talk about. So, television these days has got really, really shitty, hasn't it? I mean, everything's either a fucking reality show with pretty boys on it and fake tits, or it's, or it's some kind of fucking thing that you have absolutely no interest in. But what about cooking shows? Do we like cooking shows? I think cooking shows are a little bit, I mean, these people on there are supposed to be chefs. They're supposed to know, all the recipes and everything, all the recipes to make, to give you sort of like, which is like a healthy option, all vegetables and stuff like that. And then you see some fucker making a cake and tipping in a fucking massive bowl of sugar or something. And then added on with that a great big fucking whacking amount of fucking salt and stuff. Now, I think cooking shows need to be a little bit revised a bit better. What about people like my other half what about diabetics? Have you ever noticed on a cooking show they don't do meals or something for people who have diabetes or have been like, diagnosed with it? And if they're brand new to it and they've been diagnosed with it and think, what the fuck, they can be really confused. You see, everybody's going to have you believe it's sort of like all about the sugar intake, which, yes, that is a big part of it, but it isn't just that. It's mainly about carbohydrates as well. You've got to really watch your carbohydrates with it. If you don't use them, they turn to, they get stored up and turned into sugar. And that can, that can impact a diabetic's health when they do their test. So, but you do never, like Kathy says, you do never see any healthy stuff on a fucking cooking show. It's always, some fucking overpaid wankstain who's fucking, people who have strokes, heart disease too, etc. Yes, this is true. It's all about that. It's all about blood pressure and stuff like that, high blood pressure. And they say, oh, eat this. It's got plenty of, it's got a lovely salty thing. If you've had strokes and stuff and you've got high blood pressure, salt isn't what you want. That's like fucking, nitro for the fucking blood, that is. It's, They're sending out the wrong message to people. They really are. You know, you don't need any of that shit. You know, you really don't. I mean, everyone likes a sweet treat every now and then, but when it comes to sort of like, you know, when it comes to other people with health conditions, cookery shows don't really, you know, don't really do it, do they? They don't really cover, you know, really what's going on and sort of like, and everything like that. They just sort of like think, oh yes, you can have this wonderful dessert with this. I don't want your fucking dessert, mate. You know, not if it's going to fucking, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll eat chocolate like it's going out of fucking fashion, right? You know. Kathy says the amount of people who have health issues who can't have butter, sugar, salts, fats, it's so high, yet they never cater for them. No, they never ever do. And they won't. They will never cater for them. It's all about sort of like that, look at me, I can cook this thing. You know, is the worst one. Oh, I don't know who the worst chef is, you know. I fucking detest Gordon Ramsay. You know, I used to watch I used to watch Kitchen Nightmares, and they still show that crap now. I can't fucking stand that fucking show. You know, and it's all sort of like, and have you ever noticed, right, when they're cooking a recipe, it has to be this butter, and it has to be this brand of things, and it has to be... I'm sorry, no it fucking doesn't. There are cheaper brands out there. I think they're on a commission. I really do. You know, now my wife likes to watch the cooking shows, mainly to contradict them. You know, she'll see someone sort of like, you know, do something, think they're cooking up a healthy salad, and then you see a bunch of fucking homemade croutons or something. What are croutons? Bread. What is bread? Carbohydrates. You know, there's things like that. Kathy says, and half the pompous ingredients they have, like, mate, we don't have... we don't... Yeah, well, yeah. Fucking Knightsbridge. No. Okay, that's the comment of the month. No, right, but seriously, that is... it's true, though, we don't. You know, you must have this ingredient, you must have that ingredient, it'll make it taste so much better. I don't care if I'm fucking hungry, I'll eat a fucking Mackie D's cheeseburger, you know, I'm not bothered. You know. Why fucking put on to people, you know, about eating all of this shit that you don't even really need? You know. And Kathy says, I'm an ex-chef from Glen Eagles too. There you go. There you go. From a chef itself, right there. There are certain things people can't have, and, you know, they don't ever cater for them. I sit there, oh, that fucking James Martin on a Saturday morning, Jesus Christ. That man gets too much fucking TV time. Do you know what? Another thing, we're going to move away from cooking shows. Another thing sort of like that pisses me off about fucking TV generally these days is the fucking amount of fluff they've got on there. You know, when it comes to sort of like, I mean, every fucking weekend, Alan Titchmarsh, Love Your Garden, Love Your Weekend. That man drives me fucking crazy. You know, I don't care about a fucking how big a geranium's got to get, or, you know, this is the perfect time of year to be planting this, that, or whatever. I don't fucking care. As long as I plant a fucking seed in my garden and it grows, I'm happy. You know, achievement unlocked. You know what I mean? It's just like, what? You know, it just, I don't understand it. You know, and then you get all these washed up fucking actors and stuff on there. Kathy says, ooh, I do love Alan's tit marshes. Yes. You know, it just amazes me, the fucking fluff they put on TV. You know, I can sit here comfortably with my wife and talk about shows from, you know, like the 80s and 90s that we grew up with, what we remember, and how good they were and how much fun they were to watch. Saturday morning TV is fucking out of the kitchen now. You know, it's out of the window. It's fucking gone, mate. You know, it used to be sort of like all like shows for kids start at 9 o'clock, end at sort of like 12:30, and up until then it was fucking amazing. You know, we used to have, I'm gonna really fucking age myself here, but I used to sit there watch things like Going Live. I believe there was one called, I think it's either Motormouth or Ghost Train. I thought it was one of the two. You know. Kathy says, do you not think kids programs now are demented? Yes, I fucking do. I really, really do. And they're reboots of old ones as well. Like tomorrow morning, my kids like to have CBBC on in the mornings when they're having their breakfast just before they go to school. Especially my daughter. And the fucking stupid shows that come on there now. I mean, there's one on there which, I mean, they've got a rerun of Danger Mouse, right? They've got a rerun. Rent a Ghost, I think. Yeah, I think they did. Rent a Ghost, the original was good, but yeah. There are some shows from the 80s and 90s that pissed me off, though. I'll get to them in a minute. But I'm trying to think of the fucking bloke's name. Alexander Armstrong. Alexander Armstrong, that fucking posh pompous idiot from Pointless. He is now the voice of Danger Mouse. You know. And there's a show which my daughter likes. And I think it's absolute bollocks. It's called Boy, Girl, Dog, Cat, Mouse, Cheese. This is what the show is called. Yeah, I am not bullshitting. Alexander Armstrong is now the voice of Danger Mouse. Not when it used, not you know, back in the day when they could just show the original with David Jason, but they don't. You know, they show the fucking fluff version now. You know, and my daughter swears down, or what she watches is the original version. No, it ain't. I proved her wrong as well. You know, what happened to things like the original Danger Mouse? What happened to things like Thundercats and, you know, He-Man and Masters of the Universe and, you know, Brave Star and Defenders of the Earth and Captain Planet and things like that? He was into fucking recycling. Oh, Captain Planet, whack him back on. You know. Yeah, but there's a show she watches called Boy, Dog, Girl, Cat, Mouse, Cheese. That is the actual title. And I fucking swear. He-Man was class. And Dungeons and Dragons, D&D is alright. I really, yeah, I can get behind that one. One I fucking hated from the 80s and 90s, Nightmare. That pissed me off, that one did. There is an old, step to the left. There is an old woman sitting in the corner. She has a key. Collect the key, go through the door. Hong Kong Phooey. That is a fucking amazing show. Love it. Yes. You know, now they don't have any of that. It's all bullshit now. And what else is on there? Newsround's still going, although it's not how it used to be. I think Blue Peter's still going. The Crystal Maze, good old Richard O'Brien, yes. Absolutely fantastic. Him and his mummy. Oh, yes. I used to hope and pray they get locked in the fucking, you know, in the maze rooms. I did. I used to fucking look forward to that. I'm like, please, fail this one, lock the fuckers in. You know. You know, I really do miss those days of them good old shows that we used to watch as kids, you know, and what they're subjected to. No wonder the kids are out there causing so much fucking trouble nowadays. They're bored. You know. They don't fuck all for it to watch on telly, poor fucks, you know. There just isn't. There's nothing for them out there to watch anymore. It's all bullshit. Fucking, I can remember coming home from school and fucking sitting there, you know, munching on a fucking wagon wheel, the original kind, not these shrunk down things I got now. The original kind of wagon wheel. Sit there, fucking munch on that, and happily sit there and watch things like fucking Raggy Dolls and, you know, all that kind of stuff. The original Danger Mouse, Potsworth and Co. Fucking Michelangelo. I loved Michelangelo. I don't know how that poor woman, you know, lived with him, but yeah, you know, I really, you know. Do you know what? Even fucking Wizardora in the 90s made more fucking sense than half the shit they got on there now. This Boy, Dog, Girl, Cat, Mouse, Cheese show was on every morning, right? Honestly, I am not joking you. The cat looks like he's fucking high all the time. I'm not bullshitting. Check it out on YouTube or something if you don't believe me, seriously. The cat looks like he's fucking high all the time. You know, there is no substance to anything anymore. There is no fun in it anymore. They've always got to learn something. You know, well, with that fucking show, they don't learn anything apart from, you know, apart from how to get a fucking cat looking as hot off its fucking tits, you know. It's kind of, you know, it's really fucking weird, though, how it is now. I miss the good old shows. You know. Now, all of my life, even now, even to this very day, as I speak to you this very second, I have always been and will always be a Ghostbusters fan. I absolutely love Ghostbusters. I was into it as a kid. I've never really grown out of it. I honestly, in a way, think that's where my love of the paranormal comes from. And, you know, I used to sit there all the time, and I used to sit there and patiently wait for the real Ghostbusters cartoon to come on. And I used to record that, and I used, you know, I used to really, really, really love it. Ghostbusters was my favourite, not the remakes. What, you mean the movies? You mean the movies like the 2016 one with the women in it, and also the Afterlife and you know, Frozen Empire, I think it's called. Kind of do. I've got them on Blu-ray. I kind of do like them. Even the women's one. You know, even the women's one, I've got all of them. I've got the original 1984, the 1989, 2016, and also the two newest ones out there. I absolutely fucking love it. When it comes to movies, you know, I will happily sit there and watch them. You know, I have them. You know, they're not my biggest collection. My biggest collection is my most favourite actress in the entire world, and I have my own designated fucking DVD bag for her, which is nearly full, and I need to get another bag because there's still loads more to get. But you know, no, I do like the old Ghostbusters things, but the cartoon, I'm talking here. That was that was the tits. That really, really was. I just loved it. I always have loved it. I always will love it. You know, Sandra Bullock. Oh no, never. No. No, it's not Sandra Bullock. It definitely isn't her. I don't really think she's all that attractive, to be honest. No, it's not Sandra Bullock. No. Guess again. No. I keep that to myself. You know, I can see my DVD bag from here and knowing that she's on some of the, she's on every single one of them DVDs makes me feel all warm and fuzzy and kind of horny. So yeah, no, I can't. No, no. Oh, it is like that, is it? Yes, it is. It definitely is. You'll have to guess. If you guess and you get it right, I'll tell you the truth. If you get it right, I'll let you know. But nah, apart from that, I'm keeping stum. Right, okay. So let's carry on with building this. I don't even know if I can get... Well, yes, I can. Paint in there, can't I? Right, okay, so we've got another one built there. I might just put the steps in and kit it out. I do need to get a fucking office built on here, though. That is one thing. I'll do some steps for that. Dolly Parton. No, 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 no. 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 No, that would be a rather large. See what I did there? No. No, not Dolly Parton. No. 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 No, it's not Dolly Parton. No, she's a very good, she's a terror, she's a, a very terrific singer, Dolly Parton is, but not for me like that. Right, we're just going to build a little cabin office here. Emily Blunt, nope. Nope, not Emily Blunt. I can tell you some actresses I used to like in the past, but I don't anymore. Rachel McAdams, I used to like her. I used to like, just like everyone did, and I was 12 years old. Please don't judge me. Pamela Anderson, I used to like her. I do have the new Naked Gun film, what she's in, with Liam Neeson. That is actually quite funny. I used to like her. I used to like Laura Prepon. If she's in Orange is the New Black. I've even got a Funko Pop of her, but I don't like her anymore. There's who else? Yeah, I think they did. I think they did. I was 12 years old when I first saw when I was watching Baywatch and stuff, and I saw her on there. I just thought like, oh yeah, when I was 12 years old. And then my father told my fucking sister. My sister told my mum, and then every week my mum teased me over it, so I stopped watching Baywatch. Because my sister's got a gobble that's as big as the fucking Grand Canyon. So well, I'm just trying to think of any more I used to like. Oh yeah, I used to like Angelina Jolie. That's one of them. Angelina Jolie I used to like. I don't know why. That one I can't answer. Do you know what? Instead of looking like what's turned into an office, that at the moment looks more like a bus shelter. Right. Let's hope no football fans climb on top of it. Right. Let's get a base here. Who else did I used to like? I'm sure there's more. There has to be more with me. But no. She's a good actress, but I'm not. She is a good actress. Angelina Jolie is a damn good actress. She really is. I appreciate her work in things like, Tomb Raider I loved. The Bone Collector I loved. Salt. I've actually still got that on Blu-ray. I like that one as well. That was a really good film. But no, there's a fair few, but I don't honestly think. This person who I do like has acted for quite a number of years now, and actually used to Winona Ryder. No, not Winona. I like her. I like Winona in like Beetlejuice and stuff like that, and work in Stranger Things. But no, not Winona. She is a good actress though. Got to give her props. No, but the one I do like is currently. I'm not going to say her age because that might give it away. Um, but she actually used to live in Norfolk, where I am. She used to live in Norfolk and then moved away to Australia. All I'm saying. I keep things like that's a weird thing I do though. I keep things like actresses and stuff I like. I keep them close to my chest because of how I was teased when I was 12 years old by my own mother, and that actually, I'm not even bullshit, and that actually did affect me quite badly. I just keep everything close to my chest now. My wife knows. My wife's sick of fucking seeing the movies every Friday night, but I don't care. It's gonna keep happening. And yeah. So no, right. Okay, so this is going to be our little office area where residents can go in and air their grievances. And I think I'm going to do just a basic tiled floor in here. Right. So we want tiles, and I'll go for. You have no idea. You keep that to yourself. I will. I'll keep that very close to my chest. No, yeah. There's a few I have liked in the past, but I don't. I don't. The ones I mentioned, I don't anymore. You know, it's sort of like who It's just one of them things, really. I mean, a lot of people like certain actors and actresses. My mum, for instance, had always liked Kevin Costner and the late Robert Redford and things like that. She thought, she liked them. Then again, my mum used to fancy old Prime Minister John Major. Oops, did I say that out loud? I'm not even joking, she did. Um, you know, um, you know, but yes, you go through this in life, and that's like this. How the fuck did we get on from cartoons to fucking who actresses and stuff? I told you we were going to shoot the shit tonight. We certainly are doing that. Good stuff. Right. No, but I can tell you who I think was if you give me sort of like a time frame, I can tell you who I thought was sort of like for instance, all these 80s films that are out there, right? We know the classics like fucking Flashdance, which I love and I've got on Blu-ray. Dirty Dancing, that's another classic. But another one, and I've got to say, I think, we had a lot of pin-ups in the 80s, didn't we? And I got to admit, I think, the best looking. No, I never liked her. She never became one of my obsessions, let's say. But I never liked her. But I do think one of the best, Kim Cattrall. Good actress, but not my cup of tea. No, I think the best looking actress of the 1980s was Ali Sheedy. I really do. She was one of the best looking actresses out of the 1980s. She had a bit of a, to me, she had, the look, I was never sort of like, I mean, well, I suppose you could say Phoebe Cates as well, because I actually fucking knew someone who looked like her. But no, I think Ali Sheedy was the, most attractive actress of the 1980s, definitely. If you don't know who she is, she's in like Breakfast Club and Short Circuit, things like that. You're thinking 80s big movie stars with British roots. Right, okay. If you go along them lines, you might get who my favourite one is. She's British. Who I like, who in my bag of many movies, she is British, and I'm fucking ecstatic that she used to live in Norfolk as well, and Suffolk, which is about not too far away from me. The next county over, I can be there in literally about 5 minutes from where I am. But yes, the one I like was born in the UK. Was she in Never-Ending Story? No. Good film though. I kind of wanted a fluffy dragon when I saw that. That was kind of cool. Imagine having a dragon that flies like that. My wife swears down that that's not a dragon, that's a fucking dog. I'm like, where have you ever seen a dog fly? She goes, where have you ever seen a dragon with her? I'm like, fair point. My wife is a bit of the movie buff. She, you know, your brain hurts trying to think. Yeah, no, I keep it very, very close to my chest. I really do, and other parts of my body, especially when the DVDs are out. You know, no, but I've got a bag full of them. So shit with names. That's all good. Don't really matter. That's all good. My wife's favourite actor of all time. I can tell you that straight off the bat, and I completely agree because he died young, and I think that he's an absolute fucking legend. I love watching his movies, and that is Mr. Paul Walker. I think he is an absolute fucking legend. I have a lot of respect for him with his charity work and also the motorsports things that he did and everything. He, tragically passed away in a freak accident, and I love watching his movies. I think he's great. He really is. I'll happily sit there and watch one of his movies any day of the week. I really would, and so would my wife, but for other reasons, which I'm totally cool with. Right, let's get this turned into a fucking office then so people can go in here and moan that their taps don't work and shit. Right. Very officey, isn't it? Cheapo lights. Yeah, better get a socket on the wall, I suppose, for them fucking things. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say he was beautiful, but I would say that he was a good as far as a man looking at another man goes. Yeah, he was I can see why the ladies liked him. I really can. Yeah. Oh well, I still remember the morning of when he passed, and I woke up, and my wife said, "Can you look at something for me?" I went, "What?" I thought I was on a promise, but no. Right. He did actually. Yes, he did. He did actually, Kathy. I will agree with you on that one. Yeah. You know, he. Oh, my wife said, "Look at something for me." I went, "What's that?" And I go, she goes, "It's come up on my phone." Paul Walker's died. I went, oh, fuck off, has he? That's another fake celebrity death. It's bound to be. And I thought, how can that be? He's fucking far too young, you know. And then when I found out what happened, I found out it was real. I was like, shit. So I remember, I mean, did I have my daughter then? No, they didn't. No. I'm not trying to remember. Did I have my daughter then? I think I may have. I can't remember what year he died. I should know that because he died on exactly the same day as my uncle. Where's my phone? Hang on. Let me have a look on my phone real quick. I'll find out. Oh, definitely. Paul Walker, there he is. 13th of November 2013. Nope, I didn't have my daughter, I had my son. My son would have been about 2 years old. And I remember that night sitting there with my wife, and we sat there and watched Fast and Furious 1, 2. We skipped 3, Tokyo Drift, and then we watched Fast and Furious and 5 and 6 we watched, because he was filming number 7, wasn't he? So yeah, we sat and watched them. We had a late one. My son was only little, he wasn't even at nursery yet, so you know, we sat and watched him, and I was just enjoying every single one of them. But other movies he's done, like Hours is a good one. Really, really good stuff. That is. That's quite. That's, you know, quite a bit of meaning to that one. You know, trying to save a baby and stuff, and him being a father himself. You know, you put yourself in that situation. That's what made him such a good actor. You know, he really, you know, embraced every single role that he got. And I, you know, yeah, I really did enjoy watching him. Yeah. I know. He died the same day as my uncle. I was like, when I was told the news that my uncle had passed, I'm like, is this a fucking wind up or something, you know? How can that be? And I was like, fucking hell, man. That is just too much. So yeah, it was really fucking weird. But you know, no, I occasionally, when I allow it, we put Paul Walker films on, and we, you know, sit there and watch them, you know, happily smiling. You know, it's really good fun. Sit there and watch his movies. My wife's got a whole fucking, like, I've got a bag of my favourite actress. She's got an entire bag of Paul Walker movies. I think she's got Fast and Furious 6 about fucking 5 times. Because she keep bloody buying it because she can't remember if she had it or not. So, yeah. This is our little office area where people can come in and moan that they want something fixed. Right, we need to paint the outside. Fuck me, I didn't realise. Let me get a bed out here. Yeah, I'll tell you this. It's okay to like somebody, like an actress or something, but when you go as far as I fucking do with it, it ends up costing you a lot of money. I am currently awaiting, I think, 3 or 4 of her movies to come through the post, and then I've still got to fucking get more. It's insane. And I've got them at the moment on, some on Blu-ray, some on DVD. Eventually they'll all be on Blu-ray and DVD because I'll get the entire collection. on both formats. That is how far I go. And then it'll come along the pictures to be on the wall. I'm wearing a fucking t-shirt with her on right now. Kate Winslet, no, God, no, definitely not. Good actress, but no. Well, I used to have a friend who was obsessed with her. No, definitely not Kate Winslet. No. She has been in a lot of movies, yeah, and I appreciate seeing her tit in Titanic, but no, it's not Kate Winslet. No. I can't even give you any movie titles because you'll get it straight away. Yeah, but like I said, I'm even wearing a fucking t-shirt with her on right this very second. I am not bullshitting you. I keep winding my wife up because you wake up in the morning and it's cold. You know, at the moment you wake up and... Bingo, bango, hello Pam. Pam got it right, yes. Pam's got it right. Oh my God, yes. I don't give two shits that she's 58. She's... Oh my God. Age don't fucking matter to me. If she was 60, I'd still be the same. I don't care. Yeah, it definitely is. It's her. Oh my God. Do you know? Just seeing her name gets me all. Ooh, you know, fuck, it's hot in here. Right. That is how far I go with things. Came out of nowhere. It certainly did, especially when I watched her movies. Fucking, I watch her every Friday night. That is, I declare that Naomi night, Friday nights. All bets are off when it comes to that. Get out of the seat, forget about it. My kids want something, I'll have to fucking wait, you know? Hope you've had a good weekend, Pam, and happy Mother's Day to you, as the same to you, Kathy, as well. Do you know what? I'm still hearing creepy sounds because this was the fun house thing. All your cabins are going to be haunted. Yay! Right, okay, there we go. We've got an office. Not very central, but who gives a fuck? So there you go. We have an office to go into so everybody can whinge that the water doesn't work, or, you know, or I might even put a pool in. They can complain that someone's had a massive crap in it and no one's tidied it up. So, you know, there is that. Okay. So, yeah, we're doing all right. We're not doing too badly. I'm going to name each of these cabins, by the way, at some point. Imagine that, though. I don't know if these places do have swimming pools, but imagine that. Going to the office first thing in the morning. Hello. Hello. What's the matter? How can I help you? Someone shit in the pool again. You know? I'm sorry, but I would just end up standing there pissing myself laughing if that was me. You know? I'd be like, oh right, and I get the employee I hate the most to go and tidy the fucker up. I'm like, here, you want an extra tenner this week? Good. You know, yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, and also well done to you, Pam, for get that guess of the. Oh, I have to do a character based on her for 2K. I just have to. I don't know what it'll be, but I'll do it. I'll think of something, I'm sure. Right, okay. But yes, should we get back to television shows? I ain't going to be too much longer on tonight. But yes, you know, when it comes to the TV that we used to have, you know, even fucking nighttime TV was better than the shit we got now. And I'm sorry, but how the fucking hell is Emmerdale and fucking Coronation Street still going? I don't really, you know, I mean, I used to have to watch them when I lived with my mum, but I don't, you know, we only watch EastEnders. You know, we only watch EastEnders here. Boston might have bad weather tornadoes, but yeah, I know there's a bit of bad weather over his way, and if he's watching, I hope he's all right and you know, and staying safe. But yeah, I used to have to watch all that shit when I lived with my mum. You know, like I say, we only watch EastEnders here. Why? My golden rule is you only ever need to watch one soap. Why? Because they all follow each other anyway. Someone gets murdered in one soap. Someone gets murdered in another one. You know, they all follow suit. They all follow the same pattern. So you may as well just stick with one. He'll have cracked open the whiskey, probably. You know, telly used to be good and now it's shit. I watch the nighttime news, the local news, the Anglia news, only because I like the weather forecaster. When she's on, she usually is about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I also catch the late edition as well when she's on, and she's also on the next morning at precisely 6:20. So yeah, that is how we get on with it. But yeah. There we go. So we've got a little bit of that built, and we've got an office built tonight. How long have we been going for here? Let's have a look. 59 minutes. We'll have another couple of minutes. Why the fuck not? It's Sunday. What we got to do tomorrow? Get up and be bored because it's fucking, you know, Monday. Get up and ring our fucking mothers again. Yes, I know. I've said about that before. Ugh. Ryan is on with over 100,000 watching. Who's Ryan? He saves lives. Right, okay. Ryan Hall, yo. Gotcha. Okay. I can't say I've ever heard of him. But what I'll be watching in around about 20 minutes is I'll be watching Lank. He's got a new GTA video up, so I'm going to sit and watch that. Right, so we've got another cabin built. We just need to do all the separation of the walls inside, and we have an office built, and we've had a laugh tonight, and also give Kathy a headache by, her guessing who my favourite actress was. So there we go. Apart from that, it's been okay, this stream. So I am going to stand in front of these here and show you the places where, you know. So there we go. We've got a few cabins there on the way, a few stats. So it is getting close to what we need. A hell of a long way to go, though. I must see if I can get on here and do some during the day this week. We shall see. But anyways, I'm going to be going now, guys. So thank you for watching. Massive shout out to Kathy, who came in, you know, and stayed. Thank you so much, mate. You take good care of yourself. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, you take good care of yourself. God bless you. And also shout outs, of course, go to the one and only Pam's Game TV, who you need to go and subscribe to. Because if you don't, then there's something seriously fucking wrong with you. She does incredible content, especially when it comes to House Flipper. She is the queen of the flipper. I've said it before and I'll always say it. Pam is the queen. So go subscribe to her, because I'll tell you something. If you do, you can thank me fucking later. Seriously, she's that good. So go sub to Pam's Game TV 2000. Also, you need to go and subscribe to my brother from another mother. That's Mr. Boston Tea Pie, the king of the mansions on House Flipper. Plus, you know, he does like to whip his hose out, you know, every once in a while and squirt everywhere. So ladies, if you're into that sort of stuff, Boston's got you covered. And he will have you covered, trust me. You know, and he also likes to fry people in electric chairs. So what else could you want? You know, go and subscribe to Boston Tea Pie right here on YouTube. He's an incredible guy. Him and Pam, and of course Kathy, close personal friends of mine. They are absolutely fucking amazing. Go and subscribe to Boston and Pam. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I will be back probably on, let me think, Tuesday this week with House Flipper. I'm going to try my hardest to get some characters done on WWE, and we'll have a wrestling show on Thursday. So yeah, fingers crossed that'll work out for me if I get enough time. So yes, I will get that done in the chat before I go. Kathy says, good job, great stream, thanks. You are more than welcome. Thank you for coming in, you're awesome. Pam says, thanks for streaming, and thank you for the show. You're more than welcome, absolutely more than welcome. And Kathy says, good night, enjoy your night. Thank you, you too. I will enjoy my night. Babe Station starts in about an hour and 20 minutes, so we're good. Right, okay. On Freeview, that is. So yes, thank you guys for watching. I will be back on Tuesday. I'm going to try for, and we'll get some more Flipper done and see how far I've got, if I've got any further at all. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Take care. Stay safe. You know, be good to each other. And as always, guys, God bless you all. Thank you so much. See you on Tuesday. Until then, bye-bye. Take care. Night.